All right, Steven, Tsai, thank you so much again for joining us here on the CO2 Rundown. Wow, I mean, what a game, what a performance by the Warriors. What are your initial thoughts of the game?
Well, first of all, it was great for them to even play football this year. There's so much talk they weren't going to play and anything like that. To actually play, it was a little bit weird because it was an empty stadium, and except in the end zone, they had cardboard cutouts of fans that you could put up there, and that was kind of strange to see. But the sound was amazing. It sounded like the right decibels made it sound like it was a real game. But you've been to Fresno; it's a crazy place to play. It didn't have that crazy feel to it, but still, anytime you can win in Fresno, it's a huge win for Hawaii.
Man, 1-0. I mean, what are your thoughts on Chevron Cordero? I mean, he looked like he was able to just run all over these guys. He presented, I think, more of a threat. And I think moving forward is going to open up more of the passing game. But I thought he played an excellent game. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, he did.
There?
I mean, he managed the game well. No interceptions. He didn't throw a touchdown pass, but he scored two, and he really used his legs. And he used it a smart way. He used it to get yards and if you need to run out of bounds, he did. But he's got such a knack of for a skinny guy, just a knack of knowing how to take a hit or when to go down. And it's kind of I guess that's a feel thing you got to have. And he's really got that feel. He just knows how to play the game and how to keep himself safe because there's no real backups behind him. I don't think anyone behind him is taking a snap in the game. So it's Chevron's show, and he's really stepped up.
No, that's awesome. And, I'm happy for Coach Todd Graham. I mean, I know you got a chance to speak with him after the game.
Yeah.
He became the first, coach since, 1987 to win their debut game?
Yeah, especially on the road, right? Too.
On the road, yeah. What was that about? What was Coach Graham's feelings post-game?
Well, he was just happy, and he's been around a long time. This is his fifth head coaching job. And the one thing he's kind of learned is you got to be a little bit balanced. I know he promised that he was going to have a lot of the run and shoot elements, add a little bit of the air raid, which has a lot of passing, and some running. But he said they just weren't really moving the ball or getting into a groove on offense with the passing game. So he said, you know what? Just turn around, and if they're going to put like a 5-man in the tackle box, and everyone else is dropping in coverage, he said just attack the front. And that's what he did. He turned to the running game. He got a lot of great running from Miles Reed, Calvin Turner, he was a quarterback at Jacksonville. They dropped the program. He came over here. He really stepped it up as a wildcat runner and as a running back, and Day, the new running back that they got, Day Hunter. And so it's just a lot of great running, and that's kind of like sort of how Hawaii's always been known as a power team and aggressive team on defense. They became an aggressive team on offense.
Man, that's exciting stuff. And, from what it looks like they've got a lot of weapons all over the field. I think it's going to be tough for opposing defenses to really, plan for this offense, especially that they're showing that they could have a ground attack. So with that, after this first game, seeing, how we played, what are your thoughts for, the remainder of the season? What's I know I'm excited. What are your thoughts there?
Well, they're in Denver right now because they're preparing for the game against Wyoming on Friday. And the one thing about running game is that's pretty consistent. If you can play tough and everything like that, passing game is great, but sometimes it can be affected by the weather. Running game really isn't. And if you can have that running threat, I think that can help you on the road, and it can help you in really tough conditions. And it's snowing in Denver right now. I think they're expecting 7 inches of snow, and that's where they're going to be practicing this week until they get to Wyoming. So Hawaii's going to have to prove it's an all-weather team.
Wow, that's amazing. That's unique. I know they're getting fired up for that. Overall energy of the guys. What was it like? I guess pregame and then during the game. Did it seem as if they were affected by not having fans, and then when the game started coming along and they got into the flow, that didn't even become an issue anymore? Did you kind of sense that there was any of that?
Yeah, well, Il Manning, the left tackle, said that when you first get there and you see the piped-in music and you hear the fans, we don't see any. He says it's really eerie and everything. But then football is a game played by people in front of you, and that's Fresno State, and they're at Fresno State, so they just focused on the game and what they need to do. And the other stuff, they could feel the presence of Hawaii fans, even though they weren't there. But just on the field, just playing for each other, I think that kind of guided them through that game.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, I mean, look, Steve, I appreciate you for coming on and sort of wrapping out, post game. I think the fans got something to be excited about, and I've just been, taking to social media. There's been a lot of positive feedback after this, 1-0 start for the Warriors. I know there's, been a lot of negativity going on with the pandemic and no football, and then now we got the season. So I think it really sparked, a lot of positivity, and it put a lot of smiles on a lot of people's faces here in Hawaii.
Yeah, I think so. I think people just wanted football and wanted diversion. They got that. They got something to kind of wrap around and kind of help them through there. These are great times, but football makes it a little bit easier.
Oh yeah, it does. It does. But anyway, Steve, thanks again so much for popping on here, being part of the CO2 rundown. Good luck the rest of the way. You're staying up there till through this Wyoming game as well?
I came back. I'm leaving Wednesday, heading back. I'm trying to avoid the snow. That's the key. Stay away from the snow.
All right. Well, we'll touch base later. We'll probably talk about this Wyoming game for sure. But right on, Steve. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
All right.